Here are the top 2 leveling builds for Barbarians in Season 4. Let's jump right in. The first build we're going to talk about is the Upheaval build. Upheaval is great in that it has massive AoE, it's ranged combat for a Barbarian, it gives you access to berserking very quickly, it's great at clearing full rooms. Now, some of the cons is when you're first leveling, it's a little bit weak, it's not the greatest at single target, codexes don't really help too much here, and you can sometimes miss targets as well. Despite this, it is among the strongest leveling builds for Barbarians. The skills that you'll want to use are Lunging Strike as your generator, Upheaval as your core skill. You'll want to use Rallying Cry to get you unstoppable, Leap for Fury generation and closing gaps, Charge for closing gaps and being unstoppable, and Wrath of the Berserker as well. For your expertise, you do want your weapon technique to be two-handed swords so that it can apply to any weapon that you do equip. And speaking of equipment, let's talk about gear stats. For weapons, Upheaval requires a two-handed weapon, so all your other weapons in your arsenal are going to be more focused on stats. That being said, for the two-handed weapon that you are going to be using for arsenal, focus on the highest damage possible. Beyond that, you'll want to have strength, damage to close enemies, and core skill damage. For your one-handed weapons, you'll want strength, damage to close enemies, and core skill damage. For your armor, on helm, look for cooldown reduction, life, and strength. For your chest piece, look for life, strength, and physical damage. For gloves, look for ranks to upheaval, attack speed, and crit chance. For pants, look for ranks of charge and ranks of leap. And then for boots, you'll want movement speed, fury cost reduction, as well as strength. For your jewelry, on your amulet, look for ranks of brawling skills, movement speed, and cooldown reduction. For your rings, you'll want to prioritize life for survivability, physical damage, and damage to close enemies. Now, there are a number of codex aspects that you can get for this build, so let's jump right into them. You'll want the Relentless Berserker aspect from Hakan's Refuge, aspect of Vocalized Empowerment from Sirocco Caverns, aspect of the Umbral from Champion's Demise, aspect of Berserk Ripping from Mournfield, aspect of Disobedience from Halls of the Damned, Ghost Walker aspect from Broken Bulwark, aspect of Might from Dark Ravine, and Ironblood aspect from the Forgotten Ruins. That's it for Upheaval Barbarian. Now, if you're looking something that's more up close and personal and with a much higher attack speed, we'll talk about another great leveling build for Barbarian, which is Double Swing. Let's get right into it. Now, Double Swing has really good fury efficiency, high DPS, 100% berserking uptime, and fast attack speed. Some of the cons, the AoE is relatively small, so you need to group up mobs. It uses one-handers for its damage. It is reliable on codex aspects, and it does burn through fury pretty quickly. The skills you'll want to use here are Lunging Strike, Double Swing, Leap, Charge, Steel Grasp, and Wrath of the Berserker. For your expertise, you'll want to use the one-handed mace. Since Double Swing uses one-handed weapon, you want to make sure that the two one-handed weapons you have equipped have as much DPS as possible. Outside of that, damage with core skills and damage while berserking. You'll want to look for the same on your other items that you won't be using, particularly the two-handers. So look for damage to close enemies, damage with core skills, and damage while berserking. For armor, on your helm, you'll want to look for maximum life, total armor, and cooldown reduction. For chest, you'll want maximum life, total armor, and damage reduction from close enemies. Gloves, you'll want ranks of double swing, attack speed, and crit strike chance. For pants, you want ranks of charge, ranks of leap, and berserk duration. Boots, look for movement speed, berserker duration, fury cost reduction. For jewelry, on your amulet, you'll want movement speed, ranks of brawling skills, and fury cost reduction. And for rings, you'll want critical strike chance, maximum life, and damage to close enemies. Now, not too many aspects are absolutely needed for the Double Swing build as it's relatively self-reliant, which makes it pretty nice. But the three aspects that are useful are aspect of Anemia from Core Dragon Barracks and the Fractured Peaks, Unrelenting Fury in Hallowed Ossuary, and Edgemaster's aspect from Old Stones. Now, that's it for the Double Swing build. I hope you find this video useful. Make sure to check out my previous video to find out the best leveling method in Season 4. Until next time.